Hey, I'm Ema.
And I'm Kyle, and welcome to our Digital Asset
Deep Dive with Gerber Kawasaki.
Today's episode is about Ethereum.
We're talking about why it's on the rise and how it works. But first, it's time for our Satoshi segment.
Where we make guesses of who's behind Satoshi Nakamoto.
So who's our pick for this week? Kyle?
Drum roll, please. None other than the famous Snoop Dogg.
You may know him as a cannabis connoisseur and huge entertainer, but Uncle Snoop is actually also a huge advocate for crypto.
Send us your guesses in the comments section. Now, let's dive into the news.
And here are today's prices. After Elon Musk's appearance on SNL, where he was bullish on crypto and even did a sketch on Dogecoin, the markets got slammed when he criticized Bitcoin's energy use.
At this moment, Tesla has actually suspended the option for people to buy cars with Bitcoin.
The payment option will return, according to Elon, but not until Bitcoin significantly changes its energy sourcing.
It was a real big shock to all of us since we had heard that he made the announcement to accept it so recently.
And if that wasn't enough, China also banned institutions from using crypto altogether.
They have been pretty strict on regulations since about 2017, but their recent announcement signals even more resistance to crypto use.
One of our GK advisors, Brett Sifling, reminded us that the recent pullback is not as bad as the 80% drop that happened in 2017.
So let's get into it now. What is Ethereum and how does it operate?
Last week, we explained what blockchain is and how Bitcoin uses it to track the storage, transfer, and existence of funds without a third-party institution.
Ethereum also works off of the blockchain, but its design is more complex and the transaction speed is also faster, giving it more utility value.
Yep, it was crowdfunded in 2014 and launched in 2015 with an initial supply of over 70 million coins.
So where did it come from?
Vitalik Buterin, a Russian-Canadian programmer, published the Ethereum white paper in November 2013, and it resonated with a lot of Bitcoin enthusiasts.
Ethereum distinguishes itself from Bitcoin in a few different ways. It's not just a platform, but it's also a programming language.
It also has its own cryptocurrency, Ether, and a smart contract feature that makes it very useful.
A smart contract is a self-executing agreement or virtual statement with terms between both a buyer and a seller being directly written into the lines of code.
The code and the agreements exist across a distributed, decentralized blockchain network.
The code controls the execution and the transactions are both trackable and irreversible.
NFTs are a great example of how Ethereum can be used.
At a very high level, most NFTs are part of the Ethereum blockchain.
It supports NFTs by storing extra information that makes them work differently from, say, an Ether coin.
So let's start wrapping this up. How can it actually be used in the future?
So, Ethereum has started implementing a series of upgrades called Ethereum 2.0.
This includes a transition to a proof of stake and aims to increase the production rate by spreading the data across a process, also called sharding.
Cryptos like Bitcoin use proof of work, which requires significant amounts of energy, with miners needing to sell their coins to ultimately foot the bill.
Proof of stake, however, gives mining power based on the percentage of the coins held by a miner, requiring a lot less energy and supporting a fast transaction time.
As it stands, there's a lot of bias included in traditional financial processes like buying a home, renting an apartment, and getting a basic loan.
Smart contracts could remove the element of discrimination from these procedures and instead actually create ethical standards that are encrypted into the blockchain via this contract.
This could increase access for people of all backgrounds to buy homes, rent for a reasonable rate, and have contracts that are trusted and reliable.
Once again, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Ema.
And you just watched our third episode of our Digital Asset
Deep Dive. Connect with one of our advisors to learn how you can get invested with GK. We'll see you next time to talk more about NFTs, why they're trending, and how they function. Please do not consider any of this information to be personal investment advice. This video is for educational and enjoyment purposes only. Please speak with a professional financial advisor to discuss your personal situation.